Stop that, please. You're not going to make it to my film and you're out of shot.
Conception, redemption.
Do like you don't need to get in there.
So, I only thought it'd be right to put my 2 pence in. Kim Kardashian just had a new kid. So-and-so just had a new kid. It's never about, look how this woman is dealing with her pregnancy, what she's feeling mentally and physically. Because all anyone focuses on is now what's come out of it rather than how hard it was to get there in the first place.
There's such a huge misunderstanding of childbirth in the world. No one really understands birth physiology, what happens in your body, that actually women are born with the ability to give birth. Because we're not taught that at school, we all grow up with those horrible movies, some kind of a scene with lots of blood, women screaming, and usually someone dying, either the baby or the mother, based on some illogical fact about childbirth that has been learnt through growing up and hearing birth stories that are usually scary and petrifying to everyone. The whole world of birth has come to be portrayed as something dangerous. Childbirth can be dangerous. You know, sometimes women do die from childbirth and babies, and that's terribly sad. Even though it's very unlikely that it's going to happen to you, it's the worst thing that could happen to someone. And I think that's where all the fear comes from. And then moving birth into a hospital situation where you have doctors and midwives working who are worried about making mistakes, makes them fearful of looking after the women that do come into the hospitals to have their babies. And it all kind of just feeds itself. Fear feeds more fear. You cannot have the hormones that you need to have for childbirth while you're full of fear. If you're on a farm, you have animals, you will know this. Like during the springtime when the lambs are being born, you don't walk up to the sheep and scare them. No one would put a big bright light on and shine it on a cow and shout out loud when they're having their calves, because they know that that could potentially really interfere with the birth. Many women and many people giving birth struggle because they're so fearful and scared. And when the doctors and medical staff see this, or the caregivers, they want to offer a solution to that, a solution to the pain, thinking that this will make this childbirth experience much better because we're taking away what the women seem to be struggling with. Actually does not guarantee you to have a more positive birth experience. Often make women less in touch with what's going on. The pain medication used, it leads to more interventions, and that's why we often see such an increase in cesarean births now. Hand in hand with that, we'll hear from the obstetricians and the doctors and those that look at statistics. They will argue again that this is to do with the woman. The women are older now when they have babies. The women are more obese and overweight. Everything in childbirth always seems to come back to the women, the people giving birth. It's somehow something wrong with them or their bodies. And that's why we have this increase of interference and interventions, when actually what it comes down to is that we've moved so far away from what's natural and what childbirth is all about, that we have lost our ways a little bit. The doula's role is to become that person again, the kind of the wise woman, the guide, maybe like the sister or the grandmother or the mother, who can come in and make childbirth the natural process it is, normalize it, to claim responsibility for their own births, claim that power back, to say, I have this power and knowledge already about giving birth because I was born with it. And now all I need is the support to protect the environment where I'm going to have my baby, so that my body can do what women's bodies, female bodies, have been doing since the beginning of time.
It is, in a sense, a society's way of disempowering a woman, because you've taken the thing that only a woman can do and only a woman can achieve and that massive, this magical thing that only a woman can do, everything that the woman done on her own with her own body, and just taken, look at this kid, literally creating history in your stomach. That's pretty crazy to me.
This is why we have survived for so many years. Is it because it's safe? What is a cervix?
The cervix is a thing that the baby comes out of. It's a bone. Is it not the bone? Is it not that bone? It's not a bone. What is it then?